Welcome back. If you've been following along, I'd like to do a quick update on my wing progress. Talk today a little bit about what I'm doing, working on the bottom skins. I'll go through a little bit of what I've been working on and my newest set of challenges. So I've got everything on the top skeleton more or less drilled in. I've elected to leave this row of Clecos at the size 40 for right now. I think there's some bracing that goes in there for the wing strut, so I'll make sure that I keep all of those small, that way I don't end up over drilling them later or egg shaping them when I got to add the bracing in there. These weren't too bad to put in, all of anti tin canning braces just so the wing doesn't wobble in the wind. The drawings say they're supposed to be supplied pre-drilled. I checked with the forums and stuff. Most guys were getting them just in the form of L angle, which is fine. It wasn't too difficult to drill them out. It was just, obviously would have been nice if there was pre-drilled. So there's 3 that are the same size and then 1 that's a little bit different, and I think I gotta cut 1 more still and do it over here. Drilled in on the wingtip brace here. Not really happy with, kind of see the angle that took on when I had to drill into the top flange here, but I wanted to make sure I had enough edge distance up there, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Hopefully it all works out in the end. So my next challenge is, the skins were drilled to a number 40 hole. The wing spar, kind of see there, the holes are a little bit bigger. Those were drilled to size 30. And the holes aren't quite lining up perfect all the way down. I get a little bit of, with none of these being Clecoed in, I can move the rear channel out here and it actually moves how the holes line up, and same with just out here. So what I think I'm gonna do is pick a couple of holes along the length. I'll drill the skins out to size 30. That way it'll match the wing spar and I can get a couple Clecos in, and it should hopefully line most of the holes up. Otherwise it might get some egg-shaped holes down the line, and obviously that's not good. So that's gonna be what I attempt to start now. So for this I'm gonna use my 20 by 30 double margin drill. A little bit harder to see, but you can see near the tip, kind of fades down in size. Closer look at what I did here. So as you can see, everything here is number 40. Open this up to a 30. Final hole size will be a 20, so should be good. Everything should line right up, and I'll be able to get at least everything sort of spaced out as we go. Once I got into over here, couldn't get into that bottom sheet, so I actually did this part and this part, and I'll probably do similar once I get further out there, but at least that'll get me everything lined up, and then I can just quickly go right down the line and drill up the spar. I'm gonna do one final check for level on everything before I start really drilling all of these holes. I'm gonna show you what I was using. A little more finicky, it seemed to move. It's probably the worst. 900ths. It's almost spot on there. Got my spar drilled out to a number 30. I could eventually go up to number 20, but I'll leave it at 30 for now, just to make sure there's nothing else to do. Noticed I previously drilled the holes in the spar tip, but they're not quite lining up with what I drilled previously. So I'm kind of leaving those undone until everything gets into place, and then I'll re-drill it. A couple of spots I'm trying not to drill. Again, one would be here where that strut bracket goes. I accidentally drilled out a couple here, but the jury strut bracket goes there, so I'm going to leave those. I got one hole there that I can still leave small. And started drilling over here. The root skin comes in here, so I'm going to leave these small if I can. That'll help me. Here, the root skin's a pain in the butt to get going, so probably shouldn't have drilled these open yet, but I did. Next up is to drill the rear channel to a number 40, so that's what I'm doing now. I'll start in the middle, work my way to either end, drilling every other hole, or I'll cleco every other hole, and then come back and drill everything in between. So, get to it. Alright, I've got all of the holes drilled out in the rear channel here. Clecoed every other hole. Starting to run low on clecos. Jury strut attachment here. Ended up drilling out those holes because I figured might as well leave them at number 40 until I get everything in, but there was no harm in drilling them to 40. I did not drill this last hole. Not sure. Don't think anything else attaches there, but better safe than sorry. I'll leave that undrilled for now. Worst case, I can always should be able to get to it to deburr it last minute. So I think next step is to put on the trailing edge. I'd like to do a quick update before I get too far along with the removal process. Started pulling all the clecos. I've got everything drilled to mostly final size. Everything here in the spar drilled to size 20 A5. I left, I think these stay A4. These will go to an A5, but I left them a 4 for now. That way when the wing root skin goes on, I'll be able to get those drilled out better aligned. I started pulling these out already. There's a couple random spots in here, some extra holes. Not sure what that hole or this hole are for, but I drilled the spar out to final size. So hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt. The same with this hole here for, I think the strut support bar comes in there. So I left the rest of these as size 40. I'll drill those out later. Might be a pain in the butt to deburr the backside, but I think it's kind of a stress point, so I'd like to get the holes lined up as perfect as I can. Started pulling these off already, but I got size A5 coming all the way here, same with out here. And this one hole is an A5, just because it's kind of in line with this. Not sure if that's correct for the plans, but better too big than too small, I figure. I got the whole bottom skin just about riveted on now. Gonna walk through what I've got. It's obviously not to rivet the ends of the spar. Last one here, because the wingtip goes on there. Got these guys ready to go on. I could probably put them on now, or put them on as soon as I flip it over. Doesn't really matter there. I'm gonna add, that'll get riveted on from the inside. So I can do that. You leave, look, there's 6 holes here. Actually I can add a rivet there. 6 holes here for the jerry strut support, and then actually 6 holes here. I can fill that one in. I can fill that one in. I'm missing a hole here. I'll have to drill out these 2 holes. Left this unriveted. Left that undone. And this undone.